Hey y'all, what's happening? What is today? Today is Tuesday, May 14th. 2 days ago, we dropped episode 2 of Too Fine to Die. You better come on with your fan, Coach
I'm
Doc.
flashing. I'm flashing.
You put that fan out like,
I got it this weekend at the R&B Fest. It just plugs into your phone.
Oh, that's dope.
Mm.
That's dope. Yeah, I'm so glad I don't flash.
I
You know what? That's what we need to have some real conversations about is the
mhm.
whole menopause stuff. But today we're here to do a recap on episode 2. Uh, I guess so. I think it's a good time for us to add more information for what we probably didn't get a chance to talk about because it was only 20 minutes, right? Like 25. We can talk about this stuff all day, every day. Folks who come on, if y'all here, say hey. If you catch us on replay, type replay in the chat. But this is the time for anybody to come with any questions, feedback, or any of that about the show. So, Doc, as you, this fan is cracking me up, and the pursed lips. You giving life.
Oh, you know.
Oh, so okay, as you watch the show,
What do you
like
say?
what were like your biggest takeaways? Was there something that you felt like you didn't say that you wish we had covered?
Um, Not necessarily what we didn't say, but I think really going into any more detail or suggestions about commitment is really it's the hardest part, but it's just as simple as starting wherever, but you have to start. And then you have to
Yeah,
keep going because it's so easy. And I see it all the time, myself included, to get frustrated when in my head I had this goal. I had, I wanted to see this result, but I got bored, I got tired, I got frustrated. Somebody died, job change, just life be life, and it kind of throws you off track.
yeah,
And being consistent despite all that is happening is the
yep,
key to anybody's health journey, fitness journey. But you happens by accident. Like I don't wake up one day at the gym. Like I have a 6 a.m. appointment Monday, Wednesday, Friday at like a trainer gym. And God knows my alarm gotta go up at 5:36. I gotta gargle, don't have time to brush my teeth, throw on some clothes, and drive to the gym. It's just what it is. It doesn't just like
yep,
happen. Like you just don't happen to fall into any of this stuff. But you have to be intentional about it. And I think a lot of people don't realize that they're waiting for health or the routine to find them. Probably ain't gonna happen. So you need to figure out what you like to do, because we talked about that. You got to figure out what your motivating factor
hmm,
is. I like to work out, but I hate wasting money. So I know that if I don't go to this
hmm,
appointment, give my 24-hour notice, I'm gonna lose my money. And I'm frugal like that. But that is my motivator. So, but you got to
yeah,
find, you might need a partner. You may need, put it on your calendar. I think a lot of us like to live by the seat of our pants. And I'll get to it later. But for me, I can't work out consistently in the afternoon because once my day starts, I have no idea where it's going to end. So 6 a.m. is the most consistent time for me to be able to do this on a regular basis. I've been at this gym now. This will be my 14th year at the same gym.
how many
Because it worked for me.
how many years?
This will be 14. I started
Oh
there
wow,
August 2010, and I've
wow.
seen it through the good, the bad. Probably had 30 different trainers because the guy who owns the gym is. But I don't work out for him. I work out for me. So I keep going because it works with my schedule. This is the most
Yeah,
consistent I've ever been in my life. I never like had a routine before I moved to Atlanta, but I had
hmm,
gained a lot of weight my last year of residency
hmm,
because you do more telling people what to do than doing it. And
hmm.
before I knew it, I was like, why do none of my pants that have zippers and buttons fit? Because we wear scrubs every day. So you don't be realizing how it be on people. And I told myself when I moved to Atlanta, I wasn't gonna buy bigger pants. I was gonna buy one pair of pants to have clinic, but I was like, I'm either gonna lose and get back to where I'm comfortable and where I'm healthy, but I'm not going to keep buying bigger clothes because to me, in my mind, and this doesn't have to apply to everybody, I didn't want to say it's okay to keep going down this path. So I got a trainer because I knew I needed consistency with somebody, be a taskmaster. Like I said, I don't like wasting my money. And for me personally, that has been a thing. That doesn't work for everybody, but that has led to me being very consistent over the last 14 years.
Yeah, when you mentioned the consistency part and you listed the things that could throw people off, right? Even with those things, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Because I want to say you should be able to get back on track. I think that people misunderstand what consistency really is, right? I think that a lot of people feel like consistency equals perfection. And once that routine is even almost fractured, not broken, but almost fractured, it's like, oh, I'm not being consistent anymore. And they tell themselves that they're not being consistent. And so they sort of just shut down and stop, as opposed to saying, okay, life is life and right now. And once I get through this grieving moment, or once the job slows down, or once whatever, the kids stop being sick, then I'll be back at the gym, like sort of looking forward to it. I think that sometimes, as they say, sometimes reasons can turn into excuses. And I think it goes from the reason why you haven't been able to go to the gym or work out period, because you don't have to go to the gym, you don't have to use equipment, just move your doggone body. But once you have a reason not to, I think people sit in that way too long and it turns into an excuse. It really does. So it's not just about, because everybody got life. Everybody got life.
Until you did.
Everybody's life is different. What runs in and interferes is different for everybody. But as you said in the episode, everybody got 24 hours. Everybody got 24. So you decide what you're going to do, because what bothers me when people are like, man, I just be so busy to snack. But you on your phone all day. Like, you just scrolling Facebook and TikTok and YouTube and all this stuff, but you act like you don't have time when you could be doing that stuff while you walking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the matter of, it feels like people don't truly respect it yet, especially when they feel like they have time to get back on track. Folks, we ain't got no doggone time. Ain't no time promised to no doggone body. It's just not. And my whole thing is like, why would you continue to sit back and let things get worse than where they are, because you already don't like where you are, but then you just gonna go ahead and stop, and then you want to know why it's even harder when you decide to get back in.
100%. And I also think people overcomplicate, like you said. It's just more activity. So like, if I ask a lot of patients, do you exercise? Either I have a gym membership, which does not tell me to exercise. You have a gym membership. Congratulations. Or I haven't signed up for the gym yet. Okay. I had a patient last week who has agoraphobia, which is fear of being in public and open spaces. And she was like kind of loopy, but she had to take so much Xanax to even get out of her house, get in her car, and drive to this appointment. That she was like, I cannot go. Okay. But there's so many things you can do in your house, around your house. When I was in Kuwait, my second deployment, actually my third one in 2020, all the gyms were closed because of COVID. And I was set up my computer and I found this like banging hip hop exercise class on YouTube. And it made me so happy because I like to dance. It didn't really feel like exercise, even though I knew that's what I was doing. But it made me happy. I tell people, go on YouTube. You can put in anything and somebody will show you how to do it. You could do it with them, make it fun. Do stuff that you enjoy. I have patients, I like to swim. Well, let's see if we can find you like a YMCA or a
what? A YMCA? A YMCA?
Yeah, you can find someplace. but it's like thinking outside of the traditional big
Mhm.
box gym picture where I have to do weights and I have to have big machines. You don't got to
Yeah.
do any of that. You
Yeah.
just need to be more active. You can do body weight exercises. That is muscle resistance or muscle training.
Yep.
You can do elastic bands. I got a set off of Amazon for like $15. You can
That part.
do, 5-pound weights or even like cans or like jail weights, like what they
Yeah.
use, like cartons of
Anything.
shit, like milk and uh,
Anything.
anything that has weight. You can work that into your movement. Even, I don't take the elevator at work unless I'm just like really exhausted. I mean, granted, this the highest I can go is 4 or 5 floors, but
Mhm.
people hate walking with me because, oh, we gonna take the stairs. It just helps me get more activity in my day, and I gotta do it anyway. I don't like to park
Mhm.
all the way up on the door. What does it do? Like
Mhm.
extra, I don't know, 100 feet. But those
Right.
little things make a difference because every time your body moves, every time you pick up your phone, you are using muscles to do that. Every time you walk, even if it's to the fridge, you are using muscles. So imagine if you could do that just a little more initially. And I think when
Mhm.
people get into the rhythm and they start feeling better and they notice they're losing inches and what have you, I think that motivates a lot of people to be more, I'm gonna say aggressive, but up the ante. Because after a
Yeah.
while, your body gets used to it and like, this is not really exercise for calorie burning. It's just I'm more active. But it's like the more you put in, the more you get out. And if right now all you can put in is start at, but you'll probably want to eventually be like, man, this is too easy now. Imagine how much more results if I added weight to this, ankle weights, hand weights, or if I did it twice a day, or whatever it is that makes sense to you. It does not have to be complicated, but you got to do it.
It
And you
does.
have to honor that commitment
That
to
part.
yourself. Like I mentioned that in the video. Like I said, we respect everybody else's time, but we don't respect our own. So put it
Man.
on a calendar. This is the time that you are dedicating for you. Don't play around and do, like I said, you can, if you're exercising, you can be on YouTube and IG, but you have to say this is a time that I'm going to be purposefully more active for exercise purposes. Not like, oh, I walk the dog. You're going to walk your dog anyway. And it sounds like you've been walking your dog and we in this position. So what are things that you can add? No, I mean, seriously, what are things that we can do to be more active in our everyday life that doesn't seem like a burden? It doesn't seem like, oh,
Yeah.
I hate this. Do something
Mhm.
you like to do.
Yeah. That you are hilarious, but that's facts. You know what I do? Like to just add extra steps sometimes in my day when I'm washing my clothes because we have
Mhm,
a line in the basement where I like line
mhm,
dry my clothes.
mhm.
I would literally walk, get one item, walk to go get a hanger, hang that one item up, walk to go get one more item, walk to get one hanger, as opposed to grabbing all the hangers and taking them to the washer, hanging everything, and then walking everything over there.
Yep.
That's just a way to add, like you said, just adding extra steps. Now, if I'm busy, if I ain't got the time, and I just need to get it done, honestly, I probably would just go a little bit faster. But that's the, like you said, there's always a way to just add movement. It really is
Mhm,
like, but I do think we've been programmed to think that we have to go to the gym, we have to do these
mhm,
strenuous things. When you see stuff that says no pain, no gain, and all that stuff, people are afraid of that. So it's interesting when you were talking about using your own body.
mhm,
So Freddie's over in Senegal now. My husband's over in Senegal, and he just sent a video, I think yesterday, 2 days ago, whatever, to the family text, and he was showing how there were so many people out on the beach working out in the evening, and I realized that every time I've gone to Africa, there have been a
I can
number of
it won't
people
be
who were on the beach
hold on.
in the evenings working out. That's what they do. And it's like they don't need the equipment. They use the resistance of the sand. They use their own bodies. They're doing all types of doing push-ups. They're doing all types of things where it's not even about equipment. Or they're out there playing soccer, football, or whatever. They're doing something active. Do what you enjoy. There are way too many ways to move your body as opposed to you doing heavy weights and all this other stuff just to say that you did something and you don't even like it. You're not going to stick with it. And if you don't like it, you're going to mess around and hurt yourself because you in it. You're not even focused when you're in it. You just like, boo. You should never dread what you're about to do. It's just way too many ways. So yeah, I just hope people take that from the episode.
Just like I just said, as a way to start and just to be like creative. Like I said, people in prison, a lot of them don't have no gym equipment. They just got stuff. They got like a cot and
I swear when you said the gym was closed during COVID, I was like, these folks come out of jail ripped. They are not at LA Fitness. They are not at Goals. They are not at Valley. Some of them on doggone, what's it called? Solitary. And they still come out slow. They ain't got no yard time. They are using their own bodies. Push-ups, sit-ups, double jacks, high knees. There's so many things you can do, y'all. You don't need no doggone equipment. Talk about, I ain't got no gym membership. You don't need one. What you don't have is the tenacity for it. What you don't have is the real desire.
And granted, a lot of them have like way more time on their hands.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, there is more time.
Have way more time, but exactly. But at the same time, what we're talking about is they don't have anything fancy.
Yeah.
So if they can figure out something within their 6x6 cell, you can figure out something in your apartment, your house, your mansion, wherever you live.
With access to the internet.
It's possible.
Like you said, right now, I could go on YouTube and say, I want a 6-minute chair workout that's upper body only. And guess what? I'm going to find it. I could say, give me a 3-minute ab workout that includes weights. I'm going to find it. Whatever you like, you're going to find. You like African dance, you're going to find it.
Yes, like I found a good African dance exercise one.
Yes. That's why I said it's just like we just have to remove what these excuses are. This morning I saw this lady, she was running a very nice slow run, but she was out there. Excuse me. And I looked at her and I just smiled. And she was, I say older, she was probably 50 something, 60, maybe 50 something. I don't know. But I just smiled at her because she, like you said, respected her body enough to say, you know what, I'm going to get outside. I don't know how far she was running, how long she was running. Let's say it was pretty slow, but she was doing it. She was doing it. So it was like, I just looked at her, blew my horn, like encouraged, like keep at it. Because at whatever age she is, that's how she's going to continue to keep growing in age because she's respecting her body enough to want it to keep growing. We can't, folks, how you expect to be here 80, 90 years when you don't give your body no love? Like seriously, just sitting around eating ain't gonna do it.
No.
It ain't. Like I said yesterday, I want to be here to spoil and annoy as many generations as possible. I want to spoil and annoy my great-great-grandkids. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to be here for. Your great-great-grandkids. I want to spoil everybody and annoy them too. I'm going to be that great-grandma, auntie, whatever they're like, but you don't know what she's going to say. I want as many folks to say that about me as possible. And I can't do that if I leave this earth at, that's shame. I was like, how old am I? 47.
You sure?
I had to think about it. Yes. I really had to do the math in my head, like, carry the 4. Yeah, but it just hasn't been enough time yet. It just hasn't. But I just want people, like I said, just I've been doing this training and we talk about the difference between exercise and movement. And I think that if people just swapped out those words, because exercise seems to make people tense up and makes them feel intimidated. And if you just say, oh, oh, just move my body, then they would enjoy that more. That's what we did at the last conference.
Mm-hmm.
I do workouts every time I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we did for the last day for our workout?
What?
They learned the doggone Tamia dance, the
Oh.
Tamia line dance. We did that for what, 30, 45 minutes, sweating,
Uh-huh.
thighs burning,
Uh-huh.
but it was fun and it was a great workout. Do whatever you like. We played it again, play it again, play it again, play it again. And that was our whole workout. That was
Mm-hmm.
the whole workout.
And if you
Just
got
have
two
fun.
left feet, you can do electric slide, Cupid
Look,
shuffle, the wobble.
wobble.
We were doing, I think, one or both of those at the R&B festival. And granted, we were outside, but after a while, I was like, I'm tired. I'm tired.
Look, I
But
even
those
get tired doing the
get up,
damn swag surf long enough. I got like 30 seconds of swag surfing me sometimes. I'll be like, damn.
and it's all quads, that's what like
Look,
it's so like these things are really doing something more than just having
yeah.
fun. Um, but something else I'm going to go back to that you just said. I was reading a book. It's called Outlive, by Peter Attia, Dr. Peter Attia, and he talks about exercise as like one of the fundamental pillars of longevity.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying that we need to think about our life. Like, let's say theoretically, we all want to live to be a centenarian, 100 years old. You have to train for that in a similar mindset of like, this is a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, no matter how fit you are, the older you get, you're going to lose muscle mass, you're going to lose some degree of strength. So you'd say, okay, even at my best shape, just life, I'm going to lose some of my maximum power and maximum speed.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to train now. You want to be as strong as you can and as consistent as you can, because if you want to be able to, when you're 80, 90, I think he's like, lift 20 pounds of groceries over your head or luggage into the overhead on an
Yeah.
airplane. If you want to be able to do a flight of stairs
Yeah.
easy, you should be doing 3, 4 flights of steps now.
Mm-hmm.
You should be lifting, or able to lift 50, 60 pounds in some kind of capacity, because it will diminish. But you can't expect to do nothing. And now, when you're older, you're going to try to get into it. You can always improve your health at any age, but you'll never get back just because of muscle atrophy and cellular damage that happens to everyone. Now
Mm-hmm.
is the time to train. Like, when you're 100, that's the real race. You want to be ready for when your body is like, oh, everything hurt. It's gonna hurt, but you will be so much better off if you prepare now for that race of being in, the second half of our
Yeah.
life. It doesn't. You can't just like turn it on and expect to have the same benefits. Starting now, it's like savings. You talk about like exercise like a
Yeah.
bank. The more you put in and save compound interest, the better you will be. But you got to
Ooh.
put that money in. You can't just put money in like once in a while and be like, oh, well, I'm going to take my dream trip to Paris and I put in $10 today.
I love that because I tell my, I was about to say my patients. I don't have patients. You got patients. I tell my clients that working out is making a deposit into their goals bank. So now I get to add that to it. So we on the same page with the deposits, but you just added to it. So I will creatively borrow that. I'll give you
Take
credit
it.
for it the first 3 times I use it. After that, it becomes mine. Okay, just
That's
letting you
fine.
know. Just give you a heads up. So, but
Mhm.
that's facts though. I like that. I
Mhm.
like that. So I said, and plus we just gotta stop expecting everything to be fast.
Mhm.
Folks want things to be fast, and they focus on the wrong things. They just
Is typically not best.
yeah, and they want things to. They just want to look good and don't worry about how they feel yet. Man, look, I want to sleep well. I want to have
Mhm.
energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be able to walk around. I'm about to go to Jamaica tomorrow, and I want to be able to walk
Mhm.
as long as I want to. I want to be, if I look up and it's a beach volleyball game going, I want to jump in and play. I want to be able to do those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be
Mhm.
just living and just say I look good. I want to enjoy my life, because just looking good isn't the
Yeah.
enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? I want to do life. I want to live life. So yeah.
Mhm.
Girl, it's so
A
funny. It's
100%.
over. The
100%.
thumbnail is of us on YouTube. Got your fan. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm here for it. Oh, okay. So I'm glad we had this opportunity to.
I've been tempted out the shower.
Yeah, I'm so glad I don't have to do that. Like, I'm so glad that, like,
Mhm.
last night was the first time I had night sweats in a while. I hadn't had sweats in nights, but I did have some wine right before I went to bed. So I know that's what it was. But
Mhm.
I'm just like, I'm so glad when I see my friends are like, I've seen my friend, she looked me dead in my face. She said, I'm about to flash. And I was like, huh? And her whole face just turned into a puddle. I was like, oh, damn. Like, I'm so glad that doesn't happen. But I'm glad you said that, because as I'm packing, I need to make sure I do have a fan though, just because,
Mhm.
you know,
Pop it.
had to get it from Sierra Leone and this
Mhm.
thing works. So since I am about to go to the heat, I'm glad you said something. I get to take my fan with me as I lay on the beach. Let me stop because it's
Pack it.
cold here now. You see, I'm in a hoodie, so I can't do that right now. But I'm gonna take it with me. So we've been on for about 30.
It will not be cold in Jamaica.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. The low will be 80 every day. I'm here for it. I am here
Oh,
for it.
that's up your alley.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So I'm
But
so glad we
I'm
got
glad that
chance
we
to.
like had a chance. Yeah.
It's funny, we say the
Just
same
you and
thing.
I.
I guess the internet gods is messing with us. Like, we on a delay. I'm saying one thing, you say the same thing. But I'm gonna jump in so you can have the final word, okay? But I think what we both saying
Okay.
is that we're glad that we got a chance to come back and just add more to the things that we talked about in episode 2, to be able to just like really go into detail, because our producers didn't give us that freedom when we recorded. Oh my goodness. But I'm glad, and I really just want people to just look at movement differently. Just move.
Mhm.
Not I always say, as you say, respect your body, but I always say that while you're able, you got to be willing, because at some point you will no longer be able, and then you're going to
You
regret
won't
it.
have the choice.
Yep.
So
And you
while
won't
you
have
got
a
the
choice.
choice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I personally feel it's disrespectful for me not to use my able body when there are
Mhm.
other people whose bodies aren't able and they want to. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so I'm going to respect myself and them, and I'm going to use what I can do. So that's me. What you got, Doc?
Mhm. Mhm. Um, Same thing. Like, I just want people to understand that the time is now, because tomorrow isn't promised, and you will be 114 years old before you know it. So don't wait until New Year's Eve. Don't wait until, oh, it's hot girl summer. Don't wait for an event to change your life. If you woke
Mhm.
up and are breathing, you can do something today to do it for your future self, do it to
Mhm.
improve your present self, but there is no, like, there's nothing to wait for. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. It just takes intention and effort to do something for you. Nobody else has your body. No one has my body. So if I don't do certain things, I'm not hurting or helping anybody else. So I
Mhm.
gotta love me and care about me, where I want to feel good. Looking good is one thing, but I got so many aches and pains. I don't want to make those aches and pains worse. I don't want to have to walk with a cane when I'm 60 and 70. I want to be able to, if I want to take a trip, how many hour flights, however long the trek is, whatever I want to be able to do that. I don't want to be like, oh, I can't because this hurts or that is an issue. I want the option to do everything that I truly want to do to the extent that I want to do it forever, if possible. So do something today. Like there's no downside, like unless you hurt yourself, but God willing, you won't hurt yourself. But there is no downside to being more active. Like I just do it, and it could be something that you never thought of was exercise before. Take some steps. Take some steps. Get off the elevator. Take some steps.
I love it. Very well said, Doc. Very well said. And I think with that, we can wrap up. And we'll be back next week to talk about episode 3. Because next week's episode, let's see, next week, what are we talking about next week? Oh, it's mental health. Next week, we're talking about mental health. So I think that'll be really good. I really hope that you all are joining us next week to do the recap and ask any questions, give feedback, share your stories and experiences with us as we talk about mental health during Mental Health Month. So, all right, y'all. Thanks for joining us. We'll see y'all next time, and make sure that you check out episode 3 of Too Fine to Die, which will be released this Sunday on May 19th at 6 p.m. Central. All right, y'all. See y'all then.